Decades of severe weather experience here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
Hi, everybody. We've got 6:47 on this Sunday evening. Hope you're doing well. Hope your Palm Sunday's going well so far. We do have a new tornado warning that we want to talk about, and that's going to be for folks in our southwestern parts of the southwestern part of East Texas down in towards the Houston County area. This is a storm which was coming crossed I-45 here a little bit ago, and is going to, at least as far as the Weather Service office in Houston is concerned, put some tornado potential down there in the north and westernmost parts of Houston County. So let me pull radar in real fast out of that area, and then we'll switch over to this and see what it is that we're working with here, all right? Here's the storm that we're talking about. This guy here on the east side of Buffalo, northeast of Buffalo now. There's 79, heads up towards Oakwood. Houston Weather Service office, they take over and kind of take a handoff from the Fort Worth office once it crosses the Houston County line. This is Anderson County here. There's Palestine. So this thing moving towards the east at about 35 miles an hour. So tornado warning for northwestern Houston County till 7:15. This will include folks in the city of Grapeland and these rural areas of north and western Houston County. Not a whole lot of communities between the county line and Grapeland, but obviously there's going to be some folks who are there in those rural sections, and we want to obviously get them up to speed on what's going on, as is usually the case. We don't come in and talk too terribly much about garden variety stuff as far as severe weather goes, unless it's a bit more on the significant side of things. And we will talk about some hail here just in a second, but let's get into this thing down. Let's get the Fort Hood radar up and going, and we'll look and see what we have for our folks who are with us down in the Houston County area right now. As far as the velocity product is concerned, are looking at what could be some decent rotation there just south of Oakwood. This thing is moving east again at about 35 to 40 miles an hour, so a lot of rural landscape between this thing and the Houston County line. But as it continues scooting east, that will bring some concern for those folks there who are near Grapeland. So that's something that we do want to be aware of as we kind of push in towards what'll be the 7 o'clock hour. Weather Service is also working on several counties who are under severe thunderstorm warning across East Texas. Hailers mainly, as we've been talking about here for the last day or so, would be the main concern with all this stuff. Looks like marbles to golf ball sized hail is what Ashley is seeing there east of White Oak right now. So that is interesting to know. So again, real quick, we'll come back to this Houston County storm as it gets a little further into the county, or if and when it does produce something that looks more disconcerting. Right now, it's more of a radar concern than anything else. But while I do have you here, I know we have a lot of folks who've been asking about things. We'll get back into the storms that are over Gregg County right now. and had produced peas to nickel-sized hail there on the east and central side of central part of Lindale, and especially east of Lindale here, about an hour or so back. Penny-sized hail, Mark says, in Kilgore right now, so that makes sense. If you got pennies in Kilgore, you probably got at least quarters to maybe something closer to golf balls on the west side of Longview. I'm just going to throw that out there. If you are southeast of White Oak, between White Oak and Longview, Gregton area on 31 going into Longview, I'd love to know what you're seeing, or even south of Highway 80 coming into Longview on the west side. I'd love to know what you're seeing. Into West Longview, past 5 minutes. Jennifer, let me know what you're seeing there, okay? Marbles to quarters. Let's see here, west to Kilgore. Okay. Let's see here. Weather Service putting out a new, looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning for Harrison and Marion counties for 1-inch hail. That'd be quarters, and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So you guys on the southwest side of Longview, that's going to be where the best hail potential's at least for right now. Okay, anything in this purplish shading here from I-20 back up to Highway 80, that thing moving east at about 35 to probably 40 miles an hour. Quarters in Kilgore, emergency manager saying right now, so that jives with what I'm seeing. And there is some rotation here on the south end of this thing. Kilgore, Elderville, you can see this little hang down here along 2204. Something to keep an eye on. So I tell you what, let's do this here. Let's pull back over. Let's get the Shreveport radar back up here real fast. There's that. So we'll peek over here real fast. Yeah, it could be a little rotation there near Lakeport. Pretty broad, but could be there. It sure is some hail, though. North of Highway 80, just a bit. Stop, but dime to pennies. Some bigger stones in there, Jennifer. Okay, thank you for that. Pea-sized hail, central Longview right now. Okay. Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate that. So we're at 6:54. We've got severe thunderstorm warning for Gregg County. The tornado warning for northwestern Houston County. What is actually producing is this severe thunderstorm there along and south, on the south side of Longview right now. This is the same one that came through Lindale earlier on, passed through just south of Gladewater, through Lindale earlier. Not much going on, Tyler, currently. Marshall, you guys under an additional severe thunderstorm warning. That one was 60-mile-an-hour winds and up to quarter-sized hail. Southeastern Marion, eastern Harrison until 7:45. So the storm from near Woodlawn to Marshall going east at 30. So that's this leading edge right in here. So that thing's going to continue scooting off to the east. We'll put that in motion. Yeah, kind of going east-northeast. And then there's this guy here, east of Kilgore now. Just going to run right there along I-20. So south side of Longview is where the best of the hail is going to be at right now. Southeast side of Longview. Golf ball hail north of Kilgore, Karma. Okay. Check on those folks, Sherry, if you don't mind. So Karma seeing golf ball hail north of Kilgore. Karma, let me know how long ago that was, please, and any more specifics on location if you could, and I'll pass that along to the Weather Service. So I figure we'll come in here and just do a little looking around for a bit with that tornado warning coming up. Weather Service also, our Storm Prediction Center, put a tornado watch box out. That watch box is going to cover, it's going to cover most of the area really through 1 o'clock. You can see the watch there, the red counties. So pretty much everybody, Tyler, Longview, Marshall, Kilgore, Lufkin, Nacogdoches. So that runs until 1 o'clock. Definitely golf ball, maybe larger in between Kilgore and Liberty City. Okay. Thanks for that, Emily. Let's see here. Just 1 second. Bring this secondary keyboard up here. Golf ball and larger between Kilgore and Liberty City. All right, so we've passed that along. So that would tend to make sense. So that's problematic. If you got a vehicle outside, whatnot, you can get things covered up. From really south of 20, either side of 20, I guess you could say, because that core could very well slip a little bit north of the interstate. On the southeast side of Longview. So if you're over in western Harrison County, be aware of that. Weather Service is now going with they're going to extend that warning out, and that golf ball hail report may have helped them in that some too. So we'll print it. Let's get back here. All right.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, severe thunderstorm warning for southern Harrison. That'll be northern Panola, northeastern Rusk, and southeastern Gregg County until 8 o'clock. Weather Service with a storm capable of producing golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's going to be 7 miles southeast of Longview, moving east at 45. Golf balls has fallen in South Longview with the storm, and of course that's a couple of reports of that now. Looks like a report of some ping pong ball sized hail there, 1.5 inches in diameter by a spotter southeast of Longview here back about 2 minutes ago or so. So that really all kind of lines up with what we're seeing. So there is some rotation in that. So, you can't rule out a tornado in this situation either. But so far the rotation has been pretty broad. So let's do keep that in mind. Starting to hop here now. All right, we've got a new warning coming out. Let's see here. Let's get back in here. Yeah, they're gonna they're going to warn on that Palestine, on that Angelina County or Anderson County storm, I think. So let's get back onto the Fort Worth radar. Yeah, they are going to go on that. All right, stand by 1 second.
Tornado warning.
All right, Weather Service going to go ahead with that tornado warning for, that'll be southeastern Anderson County. They're saying southeastern Anderson County until 7:45. Storm capable of a tornado 11 miles southwest of Elkhart or 15 miles southwest of Palestine. Moving northeast at 40. Tornado and quarter-sized hail will be possible. This polygon is going to stay south of the city of Palestine, okay? So we're looking, folks, there's Sand Flats, Timesville. You guys at Elkhart, you are inside the box on this. So those guys along 287. This thing will cross 287. It holds itself together. Let's take a look at the loop on the last little bit. So yeah, you can see that's going to stay south of Palestine. But definitely something to be mindful of. We don't have anything as far as confirmation on that. This is all radar indicated. But regardless, with the environment that we're in, we want to give these things plenty of respect. So they did. Houston office did include the northern part of Houston County in that. So here's the Houston and Anderson County line right here. The storm right now coming into southwestern Anderson County. This thing will pass between Elkhart, probably closer to Elkhart than to Grapeland. So that's tornado warning now until 7:45 for southeastern Anderson County. Let's call it southern Anderson County. It's in southwestern Anderson County right now, and also Houston County in that, northern Houston County. So there's that right there. And then besides that, not a ton of storms. Otherwise, stuff gets a little bit more spotty back out to the west. But we'll be watching this stuff that's coming through Van Zandt County. Okay. Going to put some pretty good rain and equipment here shortly. Tons of golf ball hail at the moment, Holly, in Lakeport. Okay. Thank you for that. If you have anything from this picture-wise that you want to shoot to me, please feel free to do that. Doc at docdeason.com on that. Our video, would love to see what you are seeing, and if I can get a hold of it and get it in, I'd be happy to try to post that along up here. 7:04, tornado warning for southern sections of Anderson County and northwestern part of Houston County. Palestine not included in the warning per se. I think this thing passes south of Palestine. There's the storm that prompted the tornado warning. It's going to continue going kind of northeast at around 40 miles an hour, so it should stay south of Palestine. Okay. The tornado watch will run officially till 1 o'clock in the morning for most of the area. Let's get back on these hailers across Gregg County right now. So that's getting south of Hallsville. Here's the eastern community there where Gregg County line kind of meanders around here, kind of juts out to the east and then cuts back. So I would think if you're going to have some golf balls, it's going to be there east of Estes, due south, kind of a little bit west of due south of Hallsville, Highway 968, 2625, north of Easton. We had reports of a lot of golf balls in Lakeport, which makes perfect sense. had some pictures. Weather Service just had some pictures sent in to them of some hen egg sized hail. That's 2-inch diameter hail northeast of Kilgore here within the last about the last 15, 20 minutes. Absolutely, Shannon. So that all makes sense. So these things are definitely producing. Hail that its latest scan doesn't look quite as impressive as the previous one. So that's good. Best hail south of Hallsville, south of I-20. We do have had some broad rotation with this stuff, but nothing that has shown signs of producing as of this time with this storm. Longview, the worst of the weather is out of your area now, at least all but maybe the extreme southeastern part of Longview. But you've got a pretty good light show off to your southeast now, I would bet. Houston office is going to continue that tornado warning for Houston County until 7:15. Gabby asking about Hawkins. Not really too much going on in the Hawkins area per se right now. At least comparatively speaking. Absolutely, Tracy. Appreciate you guys being here. So Tyler, Smith County, pretty quiet for the moment. Heavy rain in Jefferson. Okay, Jason, I'm not surprised to hear that. That'll be letting up here in the next probably 10 to 15 minutes. So, Aaron, you guys had some golf balls, Kilgore, a few minutes ago. Okay. I'm good, Carrie. Thank you, man. So Marshall, heavy rain right now with you guys, and we've also had some minor nuisance flooding going on with these heavy downpours. I know Weather Service had put out an urban and small stream flood advisory for several counties, including northern Smith County and I believe Upshur County was involved in that, and Gregg County for that rain earlier. That was really heavy. These things are putting down an awful lot in a short amount of time. Let's get back in here. Lindale's got ankle deep water. Okay, thanks, Rosanna. So we're watching some of this rotation out there towards Easton, kind of on the south end. See this little notch right here that we're looking at on the left side of the screen? See how there's just a little notch right in there. So we'll be watching that. I think the Weather Service, they're keeping an eye on that as well. Hey, Frida. Yeah, a lot of people put the weed and feed out. I know we had a friend who put some stuff out for us last week, hoping to take advantage of some of this. So let's see here. Houston. Alrighty. All right, so let's get back over and look at what's going on. Let's take another look at this radar out of Fort Hood and talk again to the folks who are in the middle of this. Ping pong ball just passed through Longview Heights. Okay, Chris, thanks for that. So Houston has got their Houston County under tornado warning, and that's going to go until 7:15, so about another 3 minutes or so, although the bulk of this thing seems to be right there kind of straddling the Houston and Anderson County line. Nothing too terribly definitive on that. There's a new scan. 712. Sherry. That's great. 3 inches of rain in Judson, north of Longview, in an hour and a half. That's a lot of rain, Ray. That's why they'd issued that urban and small stream flood advisory for you guys. So that makes sense. That's a lot of water to be trying to process, even in our area. So I still don't have anything at least officially reported on this thing from Houston County. All right, so let's get back in here and Weather Service is in the process of issuing. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. All right. So that tail on there is still hanging down. The Weather Service is going to go ahead and respond to it. All right.
Tornado warning.
Okay, it's 7:14. Weather Service now with a tornado warning for East Central Harrison County. That's going to go till 8 o'clock. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 8 miles south of Karnak, which is going to be this area right in here, or 9 miles east of Marshall. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. So they're not going to. They're cooking on this one here. Okay. Well, it didn't look quite as impressive earlier, but maybe it has changed. Yeah. Okay. Well, that would make better sense. So, tornado warning for East Central Harrison County until 8 o'clock. Storm moving east at 30. So that'll be this thing east of Marshall, east side of Marshall. That's a lot better wrap up on it, too. So again, when we're looking at this, we're looking at the winds blowing in towards Shreveport, and then these winds blowing out away from the Shreveport side. So we can infer there, we got some pretty good rotation in that. So, and then we've got the little Weaker returns here in the middle on the reflectivity. So that all jives. Haven't seen anything from a visual standpoint on that. Still got some rotation here north of Tatum too. There's something in there playing around, but it's not as definitive. So we're Weather Service going to go 2-inch hail, 2-inch hail possible. 2-inch hail observed, I should say, for that Harrison County, Panola, Rusk County severe thunderstorm, which will expire at 8 o'clock. So we've seen the evidence of that from some of our own people that are watching here. That's going to be for this cluster down here. Here's the tornado warning storm, so that's east of Marshall. And then the big hailer is going to be southwest of Marshall, moving across northeastern Rusk County and Panola County. So you guys near Darko, 43. The worst of this hail is going to pass north of Tatum. But you can see some pixels in there that are showing even 74 dBz there. That's probably bigger than golf balls. That's where your best hail is at right there. Still 60 to 70 dBz in here. So again, the bigger the number, the bigger the thing that is reflecting the radar beam back, and you can infer from that hail in this area. So there's Brady Branch Reservoir. There's Darko. So this will be coming into Darko, approaching Highway 43 shortly. 2-inch hail observed. So that's bigger than golf balls. And now see that that's gotten across 43, 70 to 74. So that area of higher reflectivity has increased in size on the east side of 43 now. So you guys along here's the Highway 59 corridor. If you're on 59 or you got people going from going along Highway 59 from Marshall, maybe back down towards Carthage, this thing is going to come right across there. See that? So your hail right in there. My buddy George said major hail, golf ball in Lakeport, several road closures. Okay, thanks for that, George. Yeah, so this stuff is just, that's probably more appropriate like that. So the worst of the hail is going to pass just south of Marshall. Marshall, Scottsville. Hail in Elkhart Brook. Okay, thank you for that. So tornado warning again will continue for folks in Harrison County till 8 o'clock. And this will also, once it scoots over, say just north of this, probably end up just north of Shreveport. You guys in Wascom, you are in the box for that, by the way. $15.21. So that is a little bit. Got that. Let's get back over here real quick and revisit Fort Worth real fast. So definitely got hail potential in there from Elkhart back over to near Slocum. Tornado warning continues till 7:45 for it will be Anderson County. This is going to be south of Palestine, okay? Tornado sirens just went off in Marshall. Okay, Lauren. Laramie, I'm not surprised to hear that. Pea-sized hail west of Elkhart. Okay, Todd, thanks for that. So you guys in Slocum, you have some hail coming up at you here pretty quick. By the time we get this far out, it is hard to make much out on these things. I'm going to get back in on this storm here and let's see if we can look at it from radar scope a little bit better. So there's going to be some rotation in there southwest of Elkhart. It's awful muddy in there. Hail in Elkhart? Okay, Terry, thank you for that. Any idea on the size? I would appreciate it. I don't want you to get yourself in any kind of danger there, but that would make sense. If you've got hail in Elkhart, then the tornadic potential is going to be south of you. It's going to be down in this area down here. So let's kind of in this area here probably. So this will pass between Elkhart and Grapeland. Chris, I think Tyler, I think we got a shot at seeing some more stuff here. It'll be later this evening before we do. Got a little bit of time. Let's get back into Shreveport real fast. talk about this guy here that's just north of Wascom. Yeah, if we've got something, it's going to be right in here. This little weak echo region here. So it's going to be right in that little pocket. About to cross over. This will be north of Wascom for best rotation. So that's going to be over in Louisiana, if not already, probably. So they'll be letting that tornado warning go for Harrison County here probably pretty quick, I would think. It expires officially at 8, but that's going to be out of there before 8. It's going to be out of there before 7:30. If I'm seeing what I think they're seeing, that'll be the case. Henderson and Rusk County, Jackie, pretty quiet right now. Not much going on back into Rusk County. We got these hailers off to the west or to the east of you guys. That's still doing some pretty impressive. Look, there's some 70 dBz in there. Again, as we talk about, the bigger the number, the bigger the item that's reflecting back to the radar. So you can infer I think we've got at least golf balls probably in here crossing Highway 59 or just about to, northeast of Tatum. Let's get back on radar Omega. That'll make a little bit more sense. So we'll get back on radar for Shreveport. Sorry we're having to bounce back and forth, but we're kind of in that area where we got a lot of different things got a lot of holes we're trying to fill here. So here's Grand Bluff. Let's get Carthage up here. So this is well north of Carthage. This best hail potential is going to be south of Marshall. There's Elysian Fields. Here's a loop. Show you movement on this stuff. 728 right now. So hail production looks like it may have come down a little bit. Doesn't look quite as intense. The reflectivity numbers are not quite as high as they were back over closer to Darko. See those blues in there? I don't know how that translates on YouTube and Facebook, but there's a couple of these pixels. Oops. Let's pull out of there. So there's 59. See that 73 dBz right there? 72, 67. So anything in purple is going to be probably 60s or better. Okay. So there's Horton, Elysian Fields. All right, so let's see. They are updating the information on the warning, severe thunderstorm warning for Harrison and Panola counties. So we're at baseball-sized hail observed. Okay. So Weather Service with observed, it means they have had someone who is trained or can show some kind of verification of upwards to baseball-sized hail in this storm here. So this is the storm that's heading towards Elysian Fields. It's along 59 and or east of 59 now. So the severe thunderstorm warning continues until 8 o'clock for Harrison and Panola counties. So it's in southern Harrison County right now, about to scoot over across the county line into Panola County. This will pass north of Carthage, northeast of Carthage. So Carthage, you're okay on this. So the greatest concern, I think, right now is going to be the hail potential out of this thing, getting east of 59. You're in Carthage, Belinda? Okay. Wascom, heavy rainfall for you guys. Uncertain, heavy rainfall for you guys. Jefferson, you're clearing out here for the moment. Yeah, you can see this tag right here, hail 2.75 inches. So that's going to be the bigger, more confident destruction potential there, causing concern. Let's get back to this guy, this tornado warning, real quick. Don't want to forget about you guys. We got a lot of folks who are asking about Elkhart. So this storm, the hail potential is east of Elkhart now, into Slocum. This is again north of Grapeland. I haven't seen anything really that would indicate problems for Grapeland. This has always looked like it was going to be north of Grapeland. So we had 50-mile-an-hour reports of wind there in the Wascom area earlier on. Houston Weather Service office is going to continue the tornado warning for northern Houston County. Storm capable of producing a tornado and quarter-sized hail near Grapeland. It's going to be north of Grapeland. So the Houston office is seeing the same thing that we're seeing here, and that is the better circulation is kind of right there straddling the Houston-Anderson County line. The hail is going to be the bigger play in that, right there over Slocum. Let's look at that on the radar scope too while we have a second. I just like the way it presents on that better. So a lot of folks in the chat room, which is understandable. All right, let's 2-box that. So it's awfully muddy in there, but what is this? So whatever we have of this is going to be southeast of Elkhart now, between Elkhart and Grapeland. So still have yet to see anything that says this has produced anything in the Anderson County area. It's definitely got a lot of rotation in it. At the same time, we're shooting this thing really high. Radar beam is upwards of 13,000 feet by the time it gets out this far east from the Fort Worth office. So it's insanely high. So that doesn't give us a whole lot of confidence as far as what we're seeing down in the lower part of the storm. But let's get back on this guy here. So they're going to go ahead and southwestern Russ, northwestern Cherokee, northwestern Nacogdoches, and central Cherokee County. Okay, so that's for that storm. So this warning that we're looking at, this new one that just popped up, this is for the storm that's over Elkhart right now, or just getting east of Elkhart. They're going to go ahead and instead of tornado, they're going to go severe thunderstorm warning on that. So that will include folks in Rusk, Alto, probably more Alto than Rusk. But it will also clip northwestern Nacogdoches County, and they'll include southwestern Rusk County in there as well. Quarters and 60-mile-an-hour winds for that storm. Okay? This is the same storm that prompted the tornado warnings, but Shreveport is going to give it a severe tag and not a tornado tag. Grapeland, Leslie, I haven't seen much of anything really affecting Grapeland. This has all been really north of Grapeland. So that's good there. I like seeing that trend. Here's the storm that prompted the tornado warning for Harrison County. That thing, the rotation has really scooted off out of Harrison County now. So you've got just some moderate to heavy rainfall there over southeastern Harrison County. The hail potential still there, well north of Carthage. .38 right now. Let's look at this thing back over on Omega. So you guys near Elysian Fields, this thing is coming right at you. Golf balls. No tornado expected Alto, Karen. That looks more like a severe thunderstorm to me, at least right now. But like I said, the radar beam is so stinking high by the time it gets that far east away from the Fort Worth side, it's really hard to know unless you got eyeballs on the ground who can talk and to tell you what they're seeing. So Elysian Fields, hail's the core of that hail is on top of you now. Right there along 31. This will get east of 31 pretty quick. Thanks, Jessica. Hope your mom's well. So they have canceled the warning for Harrison County. Weather Service has canceled the tornado warning for Harrison County. That's over in Louisiana now, so that's been there for a while. 2.75 inches still the hail potential on this thing near Elysian Field, so that gets you to baseball size. So let's get back here. You guys, Grapeland, Elkhart, you're fine. Stuff's past east of you now. Slocum, still got some hail, probably up to quarters, maybe a little bit larger than that. Still watching a little bit of rotation, probably on the south end of this thing. north of Grapeland, though. Absolutely, Leslie. Thanks for being here. So report a quarter-sized hail in Slocum earlier. So that's good to know. That helps to validate kind of what we've been seeing from anything that's produced in that 60 to 65 dBz. $742 coming up on that. So the tornado warning will expire for Anderson County and shows 5 minutes. 3 minutes, I should say. So that's good. Like I said, I have not had anything indicating so much as a funnel cloud out of this thing. Now, it has had a history of doing some of that earlier, back when it was on the other side of 45, but nothing here of late. But Weather Service in Shreveport went ahead and issued a warning for this thing. So this is going to be for hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds once it crosses the Cherokee County line. Times in Deason Springs. Hal, where is Deason Springs at, if you don't mind me asking? I'll probably be embarrassed whenever you tell me, but I'll just wait and take it. We'll run a loop on this thing real fast. Talking to you folks in Rusk. So I think the biggest of this hail is going to pass south of Rusk, probably pretty close to Alto, to be honest with you. 4 miles east of Slocum. All right. Thank you, Hal. On 294. Probably close to it, I bet. East of Slocum. Okay. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so I would think quarters at least. What we got here? Let's see. So they're going to go ahead and continue. They're going to take this down to a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Anderson County. So that storm near Slocum, with 7:45 being on us right now, they're going to go ahead and reissue with just a severe thunderstorm warning on that storm. So that's good. That lines up with what Shreveport did by issuing downstream severe thunderstorm warnings. So since this thing is still in the county, they'll have to go ahead and reissue that. You saw the red box has gone away for Grapeland, or for Houston County and for Anderson County. They'll replace that with one of these orangish yellow boxes to look just like the one that's covering Houston or covering Cherokee County. Here in a sec, it'll be a lot smaller though, because it's just going to kind of clip that eastern, southeastern part of the county. So that'll come up here just in a second. Takes it a minute to cycle through. There it goes. So this stuff is getting east of Slocum now. Trying to find Deason Springs on here. I got Mound City. So hail potential is going to be along and especially north of 294 now. Just about to cross the county line. So the warning goes till 8:30, but the severe weather will be long gone out of Anderson County by 8:30. Okay. So let's get back to Shreveport real quick. See what's cooking on that. So this hail is just about ready to get out of our area. So you got probably golf balls to probably some golf ball. I bet golf balls for sure in there. Maybe some bigger stones there, approaching Highway 79. Making good move though to the east. Smith County, Meredith, not much going on in Smith County. Pretty darn quiet. Gray County's pretty quiet. Little shower extreme north end of Gray County. Some thunderstorms there north of Mineola, northeast of Mineola, or northwest of Mineola. I do see they got severe thunderstorm warnings for Dallas County again. And then there's those thunderstorm warnings that will cover Anderson County, and then that's going to cut across Cherokee County. Quarter-sized hail, the main concern right now in that. It'll clip Nacogdoches County northeast or northwestern Nacogdoches County, southwestern Rusk County. Nothing Henderson right now, nothing Carthage, Center, Nac, Lufkin. So we're tornado warning free right now, so that's good. Change that. Weather Service says they've right now, or 2 minutes ago, they had an estimated 60-plus mile-an-hour wind gust at their office, which is on the west side of Shreveport, there at the airport. So if you coming into Shreveport, see the airport on the right-hand side of the I-20, you'll see their radome there, right there at the office. So that's where the Weather Service office is at. Scott, man, I think you guys are going. I think you'll see some pretty good wind and rain here next 30 to 35 minutes or so, man. Maybe a little bit of hail. We'll see how it holds itself together, or if it holds itself together. Shreveport ASOS, their automated surface observing station there, measured 72 mile-an-hour wind gusts. Wow. That's impressive. You need 74 to reach hurricane status, by the way. You bet, Scott. Thank you, brother. What hail there is, the worst of this is going to pass south of Rusk. And this doesn't look as strong as it did a few scans ago. But see what I mean? Just kind of losing some steam there. We are losing daylight too, which always helps. Although we've got still a good amount of heating. I got 70 here at the house right now. Is Elkhart and Slocum in the clear for the rest of the night? Mary, I wouldn't necessarily say that yet. I mean, we've still got some stuff, still got potential. There's some severe weather out towards Killeen. There's some showers trying to get going out, They were trying to get going out near Mahia and back out south of near 35. So let's see here real fast. Let's get back on the Fort Worth radar. So here's the Fort Worth radar. So it scans all the way out to, you've got another radar at Dias or at Moran there east of Abilene. That kind of takes over. But we're just looking at the radar from Fort Worth. So there's that severe warning for Dallas County. These guys up here northeast of Dallas. Severe weather down 35 near Killeen. So I can't give you the all clear absolutely yet, but things are more spotty as you get back to the west. Not as concentrated as they were earlier. But we are at least free of tornado warnings, so that's good. Some pretty good rain. We got the Shreveport or the Fort Worth radar up. It's pretty hefty rainfall there north of Sulphur Springs right now. Nothing severe out of that up near Tyra. You bet, Mary. So at bottom, you got this this severe thunderstorm warning, which doesn't, it just barely cuts off before it gets into Hopkins County. So it'd be Delta County in there. So there's some wind in there coming out of bottom. That'll be moving into the Hopkins County area in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Don't be surprised to maybe see another severe thunderstorm warning for some wind in that Hopkins County area. We'll see what they decide to do. $2.53. So it looks like they're going to, they're ground truth. So they're going to let that Fannin County storm, severe thunderstorm warning expire. Storms weaken, so that's good. That's this guy right in here, so that's good. Still looks like it's got some pretty good wind to it, but we will see. Still some hefty rain there. North side of Mineola, east of Mineola. Some heavy rain moving into Pittsburgh. All this below severe limits. That's impressive with that 73 mile an hour wind gust at the airport in Shreveport. That's impressive. So Upshur County, you guys got some moderate to heavy rainfall moving back into northwestern parts of Upshur County. Heavy rainfall west of Quitman. Where heaviest of that is going to pass north of Mineola. Holly Lake Ranch, you guys seeing some hefty rain just north and west of you right now. Guys in Hawkins will miss most of that. Or all of that. So here comes that storm out of Anderson County, and it is definitely losing steam. Biggest of that core now right along the Anderson and Cherokee County line, so that's good. Quarters, if we can get quarters out of that, I don't know that that's going to be able to produce quarter-size hail at the rate it's going. You bet, Carol. Alto's looking okay right now, Jason. Here's that storm coming in. You can see it looks like it's weakening overall, down from what it was earlier for sure. So you'll get some rain out of that, but it won't last terribly long, and I think the heaviest of it is going to be north of you guys. Scott, that thing's coming towards you guys in a toy, so those pine trees will be moving probably pretty good, albeit not as strong as it was earlier by a long shot. You bet, Emily. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Weather Service has let that warning go for Fannin and Delta County. So we're warning free up north I-20 now. So that's good. We will be here in a second once this box clears off. That's for that thing that's about to get into Hopkins County. That hail potential has exited out of Panola County now. That big donut hole you see is the radar at Shreveport. Okay. So there's rain there. It just can't see it because it's right over the top of it, and the beam is angled at about a half a degree off of the horizon, so it just can't see some of that. But if you want to know where the radar is, there's your stop right there. You bet, Dustin. Thanks for being here. This didn't turn into quite what it had looked like it could have this morning before we headed to church. When they, looking at some of the short-range models, they were really getting aggressive with storms this afternoon. And I can't say that we didn't get aggressive with some storms, but it did look like it could have been a little bit more productive than it even was. Glad for the rain, though. Absolutely glad for the rain. So we'll walk it up here until about 8 o'clock, and if we don't have anything new, then I'm going to probably step out and get another glass of water and get a few things handled here before we power down somewhat for the night. If we have tornadoes or anything like that come back out, we'll come back in and talk about it as we normally do. I think we will have showers and thunderstorms off and on overnight. Tomorrow looks good, though. Tomorrow's going to be nice. Hey, Brother Brooks, thank you, man. Hope you're doing good in Lindale tonight, brother. So we'll have some rain off and on tonight, and then a quiet day tomorrow, and then more shower activity probably Tuesday. Another what looks like pretty big severe weather event coming up north of our area, kind of like what they dealt with on Friday. I don't know if it's going to be quite that bad, but it's going to be a pretty interesting middle of the week for those guys up into those areas that were affected back this past Friday, up into Arkansas and western Tennessee, things like that. So it'll be something to watch here for those folks. We'll be on the tail end, the south end of any severe weather, I think, from that, most likely, at least right now. So that'll be something we can look at and talk in more detail as we get into the day tomorrow. Keep in mind that we do, of course, we'll have a full look at the 7-day forecast tomorrow morning. We'll do that. We'll talk about whatever's going on weather-wise and take you out through what, can you believe Easter is a week from today? So we'll handle that. We managed to pass the 20,000 followers mark this last Friday on the page. So thanks to you guys for being a part of that and helping to do what we do with this. It's a lot of fun, and we enjoy getting a chance to help out and hopefully pitch in some on severe weather and give you another option for that. Of course, do remember, if you have folks who are not on Facebook or Twitter, they can follow us for the severe weather live updates on on what YouTube there. So feel free to let them know about that if they want to be able to stream it or whatnot. It's kind of cool to be able to put that stuff up on the big screen at the house if you've got a capable TV. And otherwise, we will be back here as we need to tonight. But for sure, we'll be here in the morning with more weather details as we do around 7 o'clock. Thank you guys for being here tonight, and we will talk later.
Thanks for watching this live broadcast from Doc Deason's Weather. When weather's at its worst, we're at our best. Doc Deason's Weather, the calm in the storm.